The Shepherd's Heart AME Church of Royal Palm Beach. Contemporary worship for this present age. At the Shepherd's Heart, we're centered on Christ, focused on family, and united in love. We are a come-as-you-are church. No dress code, no judgment, no kidding. The Shepherd's Heart AME Church, where the pastor is yours truly, Reverend Liam South. We're an out-of-the-box ministry. Come, break out of the box with us.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at Teama Herice. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-Time Accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
Make sure you go over to Goli.com and get your Goli gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoliGummies.com, make sure you use the A.T.L as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support the healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes. Mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious, it's Goli. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show, this series that we call the A.T.L. Welcome. I am being joined tonight by the very bold, the very beautiful Miss T. Savage.
Good evening, everyone.
I'm joined by Mr. Fashionista himself, Mr. Legacy the Great.
A.T.L!
What the hell going on with your camera, sir?
I'm using my whatchamacallit. Y'all use it a lot too.
We don't use our avatar unless we doing something like eating.
That's what I'm doing.
Well, hurry up, because I want my dad to see you. Thank you. Before he leaves, sir.
And we have a special guest on tonight, Dr. Tony Drayton.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see all of you.
How you doing, sir?
The lead pastor of St. James Church of Riviera Beach. So how you doing this evening?
I'm great.
Awesome, awesome. Listen, something great that has recently happened for us as a people, and that's Juneteenth has been finally recognized as a national holiday after like over 150 something years. You know, so it definitely was a long time coming.
Took them long enough. I was about to say it took them long enough, but this is a drop in the bucket for what they owe us.
Exactly.
Don't get me started.
Exactly. So don't get too comfortable.
Right.
Too comfortable.
That part.
Legacy, you got your hand on your forehead like you had something to say.
I mean, let's just be real. When they give us something, they're getting ready to get something themselves. And the thing that I've looked up and found out is that they've already started petitioning for January the 6th. That just happened. The reckoning that happened on the Capitol. They want that to be recognized as a holiday too.
When they
I know you can lie.
I'm not lying. They are already petitioning for that to be considered a national holiday.
A holiday.
They don't give us something without getting ready to take something or position themselves to get some themselves.
So what would make them want to make that a national holiday? What was so special about attacking the Capitol?
I mean, a lot of people don't want. Well, a lot of people look at it. Especially people that are in Congress, that on the right, that are Republican, and some conservative Democrats believe that wasn't a violent protest, and they're saying that they don't believe that was a violent protest. Things just may have gotten out of hand, but it is not. They don't consider that to be a violent protest. Mostly because it's Caucasians that participated in the action, but most Republicans, 90% of Republicans that are in the Senate and that are in Congress, do not believe that was a violent protest, and those are the people who are pushing for January the 6th to be considered a national holiday.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, I want to share a video. Let me see if I can find the video real quick. Let me see here. Oh, by the way, TeAma may or may not be on tonight, because she was telling me that she recently had a death in her family. So she may or may not come on.
Sorry to hear that.
Already made Juneteenth a holiday, but the president took action today to make it a national event. Today, President Biden signed the Juneteenth National Independence Day Act. CBS 12's Lily Ortiz joins us in West Palm Beach with local reaction and how the community plans to celebrate this weekend.
So everybody mute, legacy mute.
As a nation, President Biden delivering remarks ahead of the signing of a bill marking Juneteenth as the newest federal holiday. Celebrated on June 19th, it marks the day in 1865 when the last enslaved people in Galveston, Texas were notified they were freed, and the end of the Civil War. It had been more than 2 years since President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation.
It's been a long time coming. To acknowledge this day as a federal holiday is major. It's like Dr. Martin Luther King Day, for example.
Pastor Dr. Tony Drayden of St. James Missionary Baptist Church in Riviera Beach has been waiting for this to happen for a long time and says the extra awareness will help educate people.
We know far too many people who just deny that these inequities and injustices ever happened. They just deny history, and they write a narrative that transcend the reality.
The legislation gained momentum following Black Lives Matter protests sparked by the police killing of George Floyd last year, and calls this new move a step forward.
The persons will acknowledge the wrong, whatever nomenclature you want to give it, and then become anti-racist. Look at legislation and look at government to change some of the things that impede persons of color.
Many offices, including the city of Riviera Beach, will be closed to observe the holiday since Juneteenth falls on Saturday this year.
We can remember those who fought so diligently to bring this day to fruition.
There's a Juneteenth celebration of freedom event happening at Sarah Sims Park in Boynton Beach that is happening this Saturday at noon. And then there's one happening here at Riviera Beach Marina Bicentennial Park that is happening at 1 o'clock. And then the West Palm Beach Redevelopment Agency is hosting one as well. That's at 10:30 in the morning this Saturday along Rosemary Avenue. I'm Lily Ortiz, CBS 12 News.
As well, the CDC.
I heard TeAma.
Hey, everybody.
Girl, you did not mute. We heard all that was going on back there.
No, child, that's my little cousin in there.
Oh.
You know, you get away from the kids and they come to you.
Right. Tony, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Sorry about
Mr.
that.
Drayton.
Hello, young lady. How you doing?
Your daughter be hating and be blocking. She be straight blocking.
You know how she said that? Hey, Mr. Drayton.
Okay.
Y'all been the same since 4th grade. Your daughter a full hater.
TeAma, you a whole mess. So, Dr. Drayton, can you shed some insight on Juneteenth and your views, and why do you feel that it's taken so long, and do you think it's enough, or what else you think that should take place?
Let me regress a little bit. They did two stations did this. How media does things. 2 stations consecutively did 2 interviews, and those interviews, this one here didn't go far enough. The other one, I think, captured more of the spirit of what I was saying, and because this one here left out the fact that I kept reiterating, it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough, and it was like an overture, a token that we received. But you didn't catch that. The other one is take that into consideration, because I really believe it's not enough. As I said there, though, Juneteenth, to make it a national holiday, to celebrate it, I say celebration guardedly. I think it's a celebration when the people overcome such inequities and atrocities and get to where Black folks, where Black and brown people are. That tells a lot to who we are, and to our strength and destruction and things that we embedded into our culture to be survivors. They didn't give us anything. They made us fight for that. And so to see it happening is like a double entendre. We celebrate it because, in one sense, it's an acknowledgement of a reality that Black people went through, North American slavery, and the implication of North American slavery, racism, inequity, inequality in every system, every structure, even in democracy has impeded our progress. And so to me, it's acknowledged saying, hey, that really did happen. But then also, it's like a token. Why did it take so many years for it to be acknowledged? But yet it's nothing that we can just jump up and down and say we made it, because we haven't made it. We got a long way to go before we are inherently legitimized as being a people worthy of equality. And really, the way it's going, we really haven't even begun to scratch the surface yet.
Wow. Interesting you say that. How's it going, Ezra? Thank you for joining us.
Hi, Ezra.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome. You have anything you want to say or shed any light on the situation for the Juneteenth celebration?
I'm happy. However, this is so what I understand, President Biden has made Juneteenth a federal holiday. Am I correct?
Correct.
This is nothing but tokenism. Like I think this doesn't mean anything. So you acknowledge slavery, you can't give Black folks. You can't give them, what they're due. So that's where I'm at. So we all know the 40 acres and a mule thing. Reparations, not only for the labor, but also the psychological trauma that is caused and still causing, because it's never been addressed. You can say, all right, Juneteenth, but America still hasn't apologized for slavery, for doing it.
True.
Not yet.
Not ever.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with
that. That was beautifully said.
It can get even more
beautiful. That was beautifully said, Ezra.
Karma said true. Tony, can you pop up the comment that somebody made about the it was some comments that came up.
Diva one.
He said now they need to have a serious conversation on reparations.
No, I think honestly, I think reparations is never going to happen, and that's the truth. That's my truth. That's not going to happen, and anybody looking for reparations is that's like trying to find the hay in the needle stack. It might happen, but it's gonna hurt, and y'all ain't willing to go because, well, us as a whole, we're not willing to go through no pain. Get what they don't like us. We already know this. I could go on a tangent, but I won't prolong the time.
We have the time.
All right. So how about this, right? So they can, like, people will be like, we got Joe. Me personally, I like Donald Trump. I was all right with him staying in office because for some reason when he's in office, black folk got mad, and for some reason when black folk mad, they actually do stuff for themselves. It's like when Obama got in office, black, from what I seen, let their head down. Oh, we done come so far, blah blah blah, but we haven't got not one single piece of legislation exclusively for black people, neither from President Barack Obama, nor did we get one, or will we get one from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Well, and then the argument is, well, you got to give him time, and they can't exclusively make a law or something that benefits black people exclusively by themselves. He got to help everybody. President for everybody. Well, how about this? In his first 100 days, President Joe Biden had made a executive order for the LGBTQ community for us to protect their rights, exclusively them.
Right.
Discriminate against them for
Welcome, Michael.
Jobs or anything of the like. Then, after that, he signed another executive order to preserve the life of Asian Americans, exclusively them. So you can preserve the lives of, preserve and protect the lives of Asian Americans, but you got some black folks who've been living over here, God knows how long, getting shot by police for God knows how long. And there have been if not approaching, if not over 2 bills that have entered Congress, anti-lynching laws, and not one of them has passed. But you can't make an executive order to protect these folks' lives.
I thought that was crazy, Ezra, that they passed that Asian thing so quickly. We were dealing with Black lives for decades.
Now this, right? So what is it? June? So 7 months ago, people were out using fear-mongering tactics to get black people to vote for Joe Biden. They were shaming us for not voting for him. And Kamala Harris. We need to get Donald Trump. We need to get him out of office. We need to put Joe Biden in. He gonna make everything right. Blah, 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 blah. We are 6 months into this man's presidency, and we haven't got a single piece of legislation, but people excited about a holiday. Forget the holiday. All that means is, hey, you know what?
Not one.
Let's give black folk a reason to go to the grocery store. Let's give black folk a reason to spend their money.
Adiva said the bill wasn't exclusive for Asians. Thought it was strongly pushed by recent events that happened to Asians.
No, it's not a bill. Incorrect. It was an executive order. An executive order and a bill are two different things. A president can exclusively sign an executive order, and that goes into action at midnight the next day. A bill on the
right hand,
the president can veto that, but then after that, the legislative branch can override the president.
Karma like said exactly T Savage, and instead of them saying Black Lives Matter, they rather say all lives matter.
So that's kind of the tangent. This federal holiday, look, I'm gonna be celebrating because it is something to celebrate. You're free. However, I'm not celebrating progress. I'm celebrating being free.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a drop in the bucket for what we are entitled to.
Hold on. Welcome, Michael. How you doing?
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
Welcome.
How
This
y'all
is
doing?
the end of the hour right here, Mr. Michael. The one that's going to enlighten all of us.
I'm out here in Texas, so I got the times confused.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you was in Texas. I'm sorry about that. But listen, we have a segment in our show where people write in and tell us their problems, kind of like the strawberry letter, and everybody on the panel is going to answer the question, including you.
Okay, that's cool.
And after we answer the question, then we're going to get into Mr. ATM business. I like your shirt, by the way.
Right on. Thank you, man.
Yes.
It's expensive to make.
Okay, so.
Dear A.T.L. is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to TheAnthonyBrownShow@gmail.com.
So yes, everyone in the viewer audience, if you have any issues going on in your life, feel free to send your issues, your concerns to TheAnthonyBrownShow@gmail.com, and we'll read your letter live and answer it. And if you don't want your name to be mentioned, you can remain anonymous. So, T. Savage, you got the letter for tonight?
Yes, I'm ready. Dear A.T.L, I have a situation that only the A.T.L crew can fix. I watch your show faithfully, but usually on the replays due to my crazy schedule and my newborn child's sleeping pattern. This issue is not with me, but my best friend who is like a real brother to me. We are both young men in our prime, in our own individual relationships. I am 28. I have been with my lady for 5 years. We live together and recently had a newborn baby boy. 1 second. My brother has been in his relationship for about 4 years now with a much older woman. She is in her 40s and he is only 27 years old. She has 2 kids, ages 19 and 9, but not from him. At first, when he was only working a fast food job, she was taking his whole check, not leaving him with nothing. Knowing he has his own needs, wants, and habits. She works a full-time job in a supervisory position, by the way. Now he got a second job, better paying, and she still takes all of his money and leaves him struggling to get work, begging for cigarettes, borrowing weed money, and all. I don't know the last time he purchased himself a new fit or shoes. He even has unpaid traffic tickets he can't pay because she takes all his money. I forgot to mention, as soon as she gets pissed off with him, she will kick him out and after a few days call and beg him back. Whenever I think about my brother and his situation, I think of that song by Tina Turner. He's just a fool. He knows he's in love. But on the flip side, I tell him, what's love got to do with it? Please help. What should he do? So she's taking all the coinage, huh?
Yes.
Take nothing.
I'm just trying to figure out how she take your money, bro. You giving it to her. Like, you giving it to her. Like,
let's see what Pastor Drayton have to say.
Okay. Interesting dynamic. I think he need to find himself and forget her. He need to find out who he is, find his self-identity, what he wants. If he's giving it to her, she's gonna take it. So hey, I think that being a responsible person, you have to have a self-identity of who you are, and you're not on himself, because the situation, the name may change, but the game gonna still be the same with somebody else in another relationship. He had to work on who he is. And he's giving it to her. It has nothing to do with her, all to do with him.
Yeah. I agree. That she's not putting a gun in his head.
What do you say, Michael?
What do I think? Well, I think that's his choice. You know, if he want to give his money to his woman, I guess that's what he want to do. Me, on the other hand, I don't look at relationships like that. It has to be mutually beneficial. There's no way that I would be giving my money, me personally, to a woman if we're not mutually benefiting each other financially, love wise, all around the board. So I mean, it sounds like his brother is in his life too much. I mean, hey, if that's what your brother want to do, and because I got brothers myself, and my brothers do, outrageous things. My sisters do outrageous things, but at the end of the day, that's their life. So you can't, really try to change somebody. If that's what he want to do, that's who he's gonna be. It sounds like he's simping, but that's his business.
Kamal says most people I know who give up their money like that have a terrible history of completely blowing their money.
Okay.
I'm wondering, is she taking all the money and putting it all on bills, or is she taking the money and paying some of the bills and living her best life with the rest? But at the end of the day, even if she's taking the money, this man got to live.
Look,
he got tickets he ain't paid. His license is suspended now. He gonna get back and forth to work. Then what you gonna do? Ain't gonna be no check.
And how you taking his money and kicking him out? That's a form of control. And she's much older. So being me, I actually had that problem with one of my brothers. I hooked him up with one of my friends that was way beyond her compare. So there was no comparison, and boy ain't been bike since.
Who you talking about, Tay-Tay?
Clavon Methods.
Okay. Shout out to my ex, Clavon. Hey, boy. Karma says, tell her I'm 40 as well, and I won't take both of his checks. I'll just take one. So put me down. I like sweetheart thought for men like yeah. Karma say hook her up. She ready. Oh, a side note, y'all. I read Karma book. Side note, Karma book was banging. I read that book in a day and a half. That book was lit. It was real. It had spirituality in it. It had intense scriptures. It was good. Y'all got to get that book.
It had to been good because every time I called you or text you, you was like, "I'm on chapter 17. I'm on chapter
21."
Listen, I talked to her on the phone. I was like, "Girl, I can't believe one." Like I remember names and everything for this book. This book is lit. I can't wait for her to write the next one. I'll be right there reading, getting my spiritual encouragement in between those stories. Because a lot of the stories were relevant and paired up with scriptures. You're welcome, Karma. She said, "Thanks, baby T Savage, y'all."
You else want to say anything about the letter? I want to share some information or comment on the letter.
I told him what to do. They say get him advice. Hook your brother up with somebody that's in his league, and honey, because hers sound more like control. Because if you taking all the man money and then you get mad and want to kick him out, that's a whole nother different chapter.
And it's real when she said he struggles to get to work and beg for cigarettes. If you a smoker, it's like a hurt in your soul when you don't have no money for a cigarette. And in my hood, we go to the corner store and get a Lucy for 50 cents. We can't get a pack. We go buy a Lucy for 50 cents. Like that's that real hurt.
Yeah,
had a bad day. You want to smoke?
She need a whooping. She need a whooping.
Right.
No, she don't. I don't think she need a whooping. I think that he
need a whooping.
Yeah,
he need a whooping.
He's a simp. So we have.
I just told your daddy you need a whooping
in life.
Oh no, I don't need no whooping. What? They beat me enough. I don't need no more beat. No.
What you saying, Michael?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, it sounds like, he's simping. So that's what he want to do. That's what he want to do. Regardless of what his brother wants him to do or how much his brother wants to help him, he's simping. So that's what he want to do. If he want to give up his money to that woman, that's his business. Maybe that woman can make him feel good. I guess Me personally, like I said, I ain't doing that. But
that's why I say you can't.
Hey,
You
I'm
can't help
with you,
him.
Michael.
Only way you can help him is to match that woman fire with her fire. Find a woman that's willing to do all them things. Make sure he good. He'll walk away from that. But right now, that's all he got. He ain't gonna walk away.
No.
I'm with you, Michael.
That's the power of the P.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm with you, Michael,
Don't even
because
hurt.
that lady not put the gun in his hand for that money.
Man.
Can't nobody like you ain't finna. I don't care who I'm married to. You ain't finna make me give you my check. Like you gonna have to pry from my cold dead hand. You ain't gonna make me do nothing.
Two jobs.
No, it's a lot of weak-minded people that does, Tanya.
But
it is a lot of weak-minded people that do.
Check.
Well, I thank God I'm not that, cause I ain't about that life.
Think about it. You got women out there that give them say money and they don't do nothing.
Okay.
Think about it.
Dropping him off to work and
think
dropping her off to work, and he got the car type stuff. Yeah.
Man.
Welcome back, Legacy. You outside getting my Wi-Fi? You need to be.
I told you she needed a whooping.
Legacy, can you hear me? He frozen. See?
He's doing the mannequin challenge.
Oh, you doing the mannequin?
Wait.
Man, one thing that's gonna help that the Apostle Paul said, he was writing the church of Corinth. There was this dude sleeping with his stepmom, and the Apostle Paul said, sometimes you got to turn people over to the devil for their own salvation. And with the brother, like, you just got to let him be. Like, he'll, if he gonna die in it, he gonna die in it. But you know,
mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Michael said, "Mind your business."
You can start getting in people's business. That's when shit get messy. I mean, I'm sorry, when things get messy.
This a custom show, sir.
Okay.
Pastor said, "Be yourself."
Right. Okay, that's a bet. Well, yeah, when you start getting into people's shit, that's when shit get messed up.
And he had to back it up a little bit.
Okay. Savage, we're gonna give honor to this young man that just graduated from high school, and then we're gonna move right into Michael. You have the letter?
You would wait till I pop a piece of ice in my mouth talking about the little. Okay, so George Pickens, 5,000 role model graduating senior from Miami Northwest Senior High School. Education is the passport for the future. For tomorrow belongs to those who prepare it today. Malcolm X. Mom, this one was for you. I will continue to make you proud. So I'm going to go ahead and call out all of his credentials. Valedictorian, Superintendent Diploma of Distinction, EKG certified, received associate's degree with highest honors, which requires 75 plus college credits, acceptances into top universities, Ivy Leagues, Emory, Northwestern, Student Government Association, second vice president, $2 million plus in scholarship money, president of the 5,000 role, Models of Excellence, peer forward advisor, vice president of National Science Honor Society, National Honor Society, chaplain of Epsilon, I guess, Society of Distinguished Gentlemen, 2018 and 2019, AP Scholar with Honors, and Student Council. Accomplished all and more by the grace of God. Continue to reach for the stars and never let anyone tell you you can't do something. Next stop, the land of golden sunshine. That's a lot of stuff. When did he sleep? Like, how did he do all of this?
That's black excellence at its best.
Yes, it is.
Nah, congratulations to him.
Shout out to George Pickens.
That's what's up.
Yes, indeed.
Adrian said, "Hey, sis." Adrian said, "Yes, go on, young man. That's newsworthy." Yes, it is, sis.
Now, tonight, we have Mr. Michael Barrett on the show. He has made his fortune in the ATM business. He has smashed the game and have turned it around. I try to follow this young man on YouTube. If you are not following him, please do so.
He's gonna give out all his contact information. But this man right here is doing the damn thing, and I've been blown away by his story by watching his videos and everything, and like just click. You know, I'm gonna watch one video today, then put on to watch 3 or 4. I'm trying to catch up. But this dude here is handling his business. I tell you. So we're gonna have Mr. Barrett tell us his story, how he got started in the business, and what are we doing wrong?
It's a lot of little things. Okay, well, let's start about how I started the business. I started my business in October of 2018. The reason I started my business was because I'm not a good employee. Never been a good employee. I've been working jobs since I was 15 years old. I got my first job in high school working Long John Silver's cashier. I never wanted to be a cook because they stink and I can talk a good game. You feel what I'm saying? So I always got to be the cash register person. So anyway, back to October of 2018. Prior to that, I had a conversation with one of my family members. He's in real estate, and the thing about me is when I hear something that's good, and especially it has something to do with making money, I immediately start doing research on it, digging into it, going hard at it. So he had told me, he was like, bro, do you know you can own an ATM? I said, nah, hell no, you can't own no ATM. Like, for real? He was like, yeah, you can own an ATM. I was like, I bet. Hung up the phone with him. I got on YouTube. I got on Google. I got on every search engine I can find to see, like, how is this possible? How can I make it work for me? So push come to shove, I started doing some research. I came up with some things. So I had to put it into play at this point. So, one of the first steps, you got to get your paperwork together. So I got me an LLC. One of the second steps was, of course, getting me a bank account. Now, the thing about the ATM business is Chase, Wells Fargo, these major banks are not going to allow you to run an ATM business because for one, they look at it as money laundering. For two, you're a competitor with their ATMs at their branch. So they don't want you to open up an account. So you got to go dig and research and find these small banks that will allow you to do such. So anyway, I went to like 15 different banks. Young black dude coming in there, hey, I'm gonna open up an ATM business account. They like, you want to do what and how, and asking me. So they probably never heard of it. Yeah, they never heard of it, and especially coming from somebody like me. Now, I'm pretty sure they heard of it because for one, this business been around decades, right? Okay. But it's been older white men, old rich white men who retire. And they start these businesses. So it's been around, but it hasn't been widely known until, of course, we have our, internet. And I say this because, I used to listen to Nipsey Hussle, and he also said it too. He said the internet is our equivalent to the gold rush for our generation. So for my generation, the internet, you can get directly to a consumer. I don't have to go through a middleman. I ain't got to kiss nobody's ass. If they like me, if they like how I talk, how I walk, how I do my thing, they're going to follow me. And I ain't got to, you feel what I'm saying? So anyway, I got my bank account. Then I had to find me a location. So my first location was, a barbershop because, that's the common location to get because, usually barbers take cash. So I went to one of my normal places where I used to get my haircut. Start there, get my haircut. Man, the guy, he was an older cat. He told me this was his words. He said, "Why would I allow you to pay me to place your ATM inside of my shop when I could just go buy an ATM myself?" Fuck my head up. I was like, for real? Like, I didn't know how to respond back to that. And I was just like, because I've been chasing him down for a while. Like, this is our fourth conversation. Because he kind of kept putting me on hold, you know, like, hey, I'm gonna get back with you, or playing me to the left. But anyway,
let me ask you this real quick. Was he a black man?
No, he was a black man. He was a black man.
Because usually we are our own enemies.
Like crabs in a bucket.
Yes. And it kind of jacked me up because I've been knowing this guy since I was a teenager. And I went to his barbershop. He's the owner. And I got my haircut there. Him and my brother played on the same basketball team. So it was like not a stranger that you know. Like, so for him to come back at me with that kind of, threw me for a right. But that didn't stop me. So I went to his friend that I found out later, who owned a barbershop down the street from him. He allowed me to place in there. Now, this is where the story gets tricky, right? So when I bought my first ATM for $2,500. Plus, I had to have somebody come out there and install it. So that was $2,750, right? When I first started, I didn't get no loan from a bank. No, I didn't have no parents' money. I grew up, a single parent mother. So I didn't have, those opportunities. So what I did, I got it out the grind of the muscle of working a job. I did security for Tyson Foods, and I also cleaned toilets at Amazon at night. So I worked both of those jobs for 4 months straight, grinding. I'm talking about not buying no shoes, not buying no clothes, not buying no weed, not doing nothing that wasn't getting to my goal. You feel what I'm saying? So in this process, I found out that my girlfriend is pregnant. So I know I got a baby on the way. So now this shit is even more serious in my mind. Like, this shit gotta happen. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no ands, ifs, or buts. I'm about to make this shit happen. So anyway, I ended up getting another barbershop, but I put it in there on that Friday, right? That Friday, the guy, it was in a cul-de-sac where a shopping center. So it was an Arabian man that worked in the corner store in the same shopping center, but he didn't own the corner store. He was just a worker there. But his family member, his godfather, owned the whole shopping center. But he owned the ATM inside of that convenience store. So he went and told his, his big homie, like, hey, they got an ATM down the street. So he called a barbershop owner and said, hey, if you don't move this ATM by the time your lease is up, I'm going up on your rent. So they playing a dirty game with me already. So if I wanted to quit, I could have did it right then. I would have had every excuse to quit. So the barber came back to me. Now, this is Friday when I installed it. He came to me on Saturday and told me, hey, I had to have that ATM out of there by Monday, because if I didn't, he told me this whole little ordeal, what they threatened me going up on his lease. So then again, I had to dress up, put on my clothes, my Steve Madden's getting sharp, driving. I'm playing Nipsey. I remember what song I'm playing. I'm playing Perfect Timing. So I'm jamming the Nipsey, playing Perfect Timing. And I'm driving. I'm like, man, I got to find me a location. So this is what I call guerrilla hustling at this point. I'm guerrilla hustling. I'm on the pavement. I'm going business to business. Hey, hello, my name is Michael Barrett. I provide ATMs for local businesses such as yourself. I load them, and I pay you a percentage of the surcharge fee every month. Would you be interested in something like that? So this is my pitch that I'm just keep going, boom, 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 boom. That day I didn't have to, I didn't have good luck on it. So I was about to give up. I go grab something to eat, look across the street, and I see another barbershop. And this time I see a black man, and I'm in the upper echelon of my neighborhoods. You get what I'm saying? So I'm in a Caucasian-based area. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a good opportunity. So I got to talking to the black man, and honestly, he embraced me from the moment I said what I was doing. He said, ATMs, yeah, little bro, you can put it up in my shop, no problem. So if you go on my Instagram page, he's one of the first owners that I took a picture with. But anyways, I put it inside of his shop. It didn't work. You know, not because me and him didn't get along. We had a great relationship. It was just that the transactions were slow. So I ended up moving into a gas station dealing with, you know, the Arabian men at that time, and that didn't work out. So I ended up moving it from there to a tattoo shop. Now, every time I moved my ATM, I had to pay somebody $250 to move it. Now, mind you, like I said, I'm working security and I'm cleaning up toilets at Amazon at night. So I'm good at money management. See, that's what people don't realize. It's not so much how much money you got or how much money you getting. It's how much money you can manage and add to. You get what I'm saying? So your income that's coming in, you should decrease your expenses or increase your income. Either one. But if you don't do neither, that's when you fall into this hole. And I'm 26 right now. My mother is like 43. So she had me when she was 15 years old. So she worked as a banker at Wells Fargo as well. So this is where I'm getting all of my bank knowledge from. So I know it's banks that allow you to do it, but I'm just trying to find out which ones. But anyway, these are the things that I explained to my mother as well, because although she's older than me and she's wiser than me, it's certain things about money that you have to learn. And I'm fortunate to learn that shit quick. You feel me? I know money is trash. Physical dollar bills, 20s, 100s, is trash. Unless you got it running for you. Unless you got the money making money for you. Otherwise, it's going to be spent regardless. So if you're going to buy them shoes, you're going to buy them Gucci belts, you're going to buy diamond chains, you're going to buy diamond earrings, you're going to lose your money. So, and I got in a business where the definition of my money making money for me is the actual God honest truth. So I started off with $800 inside of my first ATM machine. Like I said, I spent $2,500 on the actual machine and $250 for him to come install and program it for me. So, but now I have over 6 machines with a couple thousand. I also just bought me a box truck, so I'm about to get into the transportation industry as well. So
I saw you video about the box truck. I said, oh, that's another video I can have him on.
Yeah, I'm about making money. If it's not making money, it's not making sense. That's why I didn't go towards gangbang, because there was no money in that to me. I didn't go towards hanging with the popular kids because they was doing weird shit and weren't getting no money. Like, a lot of people weren't living like I was living at that time. Not saying I just had a hard life, but my mama depended on me. My brothers and sisters, they depended on me. So I couldn't be out there with the bullshit. You dig what I'm saying? And now that I'm older and I got a child now, I'm definitely not with no bullshit. I'm about making some money. So
what is a good monthly return on an ATM machine? $200, $500. What is a good average return on an ATM machine?
So a decent return for a decent location is no less than $200 a month. But with the ATM business, it's like with any business. It has its ups and it has its downs. So off one machine, you can make $200 to $1,000. I got a location that brings me in $1,500 a month, easy, no less than that. And I also have a location off one location. And I also have a location that brings me in $125, $150. But if you're looking at it from a wide eyes point of view, you have an asset, which is the ATM itself. It's an asset. It's a money producing asset at that, first off. Second, you have your cash, your liquidated cash that you are placing inside of the ATM itself, which is an asset, right? So if you spend $2,500, $2,700 on an ATM, and it bring you in $150 a month for the rest of your life, is that a bad investment?
No.
Not at all.
So, hey, it's just all about how you're looking at it. And also with it, it's like real estate, but better. So say if I get a location, which I have done this before, I got a location, I thought it was going to be a good location, but it didn't do too many transactions. You know what I did? I picked up that damn ATM and went to another business. So it's really that simple.
Have you thought of like a mega ministry or a mega church? Because a lot of churches now these days, especially the bigger churches, actually have ATM machines in the lobby.
No, I believe it. I believe it. Right now I'm trying to balance. You know what I'm saying? I'm a one-man army. I don't have a team behind me, so I have to execute things one step at a time. Unfortunately, I will be, a double-minded man, if you understand what I'm saying. And old school cat told me that you can't be double-minded. So the first thing I have to build, I'm looking at this shit like Legos. My foundation is the ATMs, right? And on top of that, I'm gonna layer over transportation. And on top of that, I'm gonna lay over real estate. You get what I'm saying? Until I have a fortress of irreplaceable income that people can't take from me, or what this one rich guy said this. He said, I want that fuck you money. That I ain't gotta deal with you. You feel me? If I didn't want to. You get what I'm saying? But it's so many different type of ways, you make money. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So how long have you been in the business now?
I've been doing this since October of 2018. So this October will make it 3 years.
So how much would you say you've actually generated total out of those years that you've been doing this, minus the cost of actually purchasing the machines and install and what it takes to move them and stuff like that?
So you're asking me my profit from my profit from basically what I had to put into it, right?
Correct. Just to estimate. I know you don't have exact, and I'm sure you don't want to share exact, but I was just wondering,
Has it been enough for you to walk away from your job?
Right.
Yeah, I haven't had a job since the top of 2020.
Okay.
I haven't worked a job since the top of 2020. So yes, it has replaced my 9 to 5. Most definitely. I made more money within 2 days than I made at a whole paycheck for a whole 40-hour week at doing my security job. So yes, it's definitely replaced my 9 to 5 income for sure.
So with this, location is really everything.
Yeah, it's like real estate. Location is everything. So it's a lot of things that factor into a location. So I don't know if y'all know too much about real estate, but I kind of took a little real estate class and they were telling me about location. So they say that they want to get houses near hospitals, major highways, and banks. The reason being, this is where the most population of the people generally travel or go past every day. The bank, hospitals, and the freeway. So I take that same approach, in ATM business as well.
Yeah, somebody was telling me that basically if you just Google cash only business, a whole list will come up.
Yeah. It's so many ways to find locations, and so many different ways to do what I'm doing, but it's just take people to do it. I don't know why people wouldn't do it. I don't know, but a lot of people are not good at holding on and managing their money. See, you got to be, at this point, I'm good at putting $15,000 to the side and putting it into a machine. You get what I'm saying? And not having to worry about, I need to go get that $15,000 because I got to pay my light bill. I got to go get that $15,000, to do whatever I need to do. And I'm grateful to be at a point to where I started off in a 2-bedroom apartment where people were breaking into my cars and shit at night. Now I stay in a suburban white neighborhood out here in Texas in a 3-bedroom house. Not bragging on them, but that's just the truth.
So, what advice would you? No, before I ask the advice question, do you lock your location owners into a contract?
I do. So I do. I had a lawyer when I had first started off. It cost me altogether about $6,500 to start my ATM business. I say $6,500 because it was $2,700 for the ATM plus the install. Plus, I had to put a couple thousand inside of my business bank account because that's what my bank required at that time in order for me to open up that account. Plus, I had to put $800 in, well, 800 to 1,000 inside the ATM, so I wouldn't have to continuously run back and forth to the ATM.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what advice would you give to an individual that was interested in doing such a thing?
I would give them advice to follow me on Instagram at cashpoint223. Go get my ebook. I have an ebook based on the ATM business, and I also have an online course. You can both find both of those links on my Instagram at cashpoint223. But other than that, I mean, just do your research. If you didn't want to get the information from me, you can always do your research. But I'm gonna tell you this now. When any business, when you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna end up paying for it one way or the other by falling down on your face or, having somebody mentor you.
Sir, I'm not gonna lie. I had quite a few questions for you written down, but you answered them all, so I just have nothing else to ask you.
I'm right now. I did. You said you have Instagram and what else?
Ebook. What's the name of the ebook?
Ebook. The name of the ebook is called Shortcuts to Freedom. I'm also on Amazon. You can find me on Amazon. I have the link for my ebooks also on my Instagram, and I also have the link for my course. Now, my course goes into more detail about how to get into the ATM business. It also gives you a list of ATM-friendly banks, so you don't have to go through the headache. Hopefully, I made enough list to cover the 50 states of ATM-friendly banks. I also have my contracts inside of my course as well as videos on how to put ATM screens on top of your ATMs so you can charge advertising for marketing as well. So I also get paid off of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're big then.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta make it make sense. I need to get some t-shirts made like that, like make it make sense, because even at my lowest location where I make $125, that topper brings in $300, and I got 3 toppers. So that one topper brings in $300 for me to run people's ads on top of my ATM topper. So they get a 45-second slot to run a video or ad, a promotional flyer, and it could be ran on top of my ATMs.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, everybody is watching in the comment section. His Instagram is below on the screen right now, so you can definitely contact him through his Instagram, which is how I found him, and that's the name of the book, Shortcuts to Freedom. That's on from Herice Copeland.
Look, I was thinking about it. I'm like, what's some fly shit to say?
Underground Railroad, nigga.
Yeah. Because I didn't really put a lot of people on just because I could have been selfish with this information. Because I know for damn sure, not no black people in my community, in my community where I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, is doing what I'm doing, period. So I could have just been hushed and sat back. But at the same time, why do that? And I can, bless somebody's game. And in return, they bless me.
Yeah, knowledge is power. Knowledge is key, and might as well sell it.
In your opinion, do you think it was a lot of work getting everything up and running? Or was it difficult?
I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it wasn't difficult because I have a mind that, and I hate to say this to sound like I'm blowing myself or anything like that, but just the way that I think, when I'm head on with something, I'm head on with it. Like, it's gonna take a lot for me to be like, oh man, forget this, it's too hard. It's gonna take a lot for that to happen. Because prior to me even doing ATMs, I started a tax company with my cousin. So, and I didn't know nothing about no taxes. But I went to a couple of Liberty tax classes, a couple of H&R Block classes and shit. I found out it's really just basically data entry. You plugging in some numbers and the shit pop up and you got a tax return. But that was my first hustle. And that was my first idea of, I can get some money out here without having to mess with these folks. You know what I'm saying?
Are you Aquarius?
No, I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn? What month is that, March?
No, December. I'm the start of a Capricorn. December 23rd, actually. That's
you're right after me. I'm December 19th. Yeah, you're right after me.
Yeah, you're a Sagittarius.
Oh yeah, you already know, bro. You already know.
I know like Aquarius, Capricorn. It's another one. They have that very entrepreneurial type spirit.
Yeah, I kind of believe in those zodiac things too. And if the zodiac right about me, bro, because I like to climb that mountain. Like, that's why when she asked me, was it hard for me? It was a journey. It was very eye-opening, but I already had experience in hustling before. Like, I can sell you sand when you're on a beach. Like, that's how I feel. That's how good I am. So
listen, I know that feeling.
Yeah, I know how to talk. So if
I think at some point when you set your mind to your reason why you're doing it, like you said, you had a baby on the way. You got a baby on the way. Your mom depends on you. Your siblings depend on you. You depend on you. So you had too much to lose. So your why outweigh your reasons why not.
Yeah.
So
look, when I tell you I was at that Amazon, man, I was just, all I would listen to is Eric Thomas, the motivational speaker, Les Brown, the motivational speaker, Gary V, the motivational speaker, Grant Cardone. This is what I'm listening to. I'm not listening to no bullshit ass rap music. I'm not listening to R&B, none of that shit. I'm listening to something that's gonna stimulate my mind and give me a drive to go, because I want $1 million.
Can you tell me who do you say you were listening to?
Leslie Brown.
He's a good one.
Grant Cardone. Eric Thomas. They call him E.T.
I like E.T.
Yeah, E.T. hard, man. E.T. He said, you don't want to succeed until you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe. And that's deep. Like, that's deep. Like, that was profound to me, because he gave a little story about how one of his mentors took him into the water and damn near drowned him.
I never heard of any of these people, but the way you just said that, I thought about that scene in Training Day. King Kong ain't got nothing on me was the first thing I thought about just now when you said that. But I never heard of these people.
Michael, it's funny that you say that when you listen to all these motivational speakers and these positive comments and these admirations and stuff like that, because someone was just asking me earlier today. They were talking about this song or this rap song, and it's like, have you heard that song before? And I was like, no, I don't think I ever heard that. And he's like, well, how come you haven't heard that before? And I said, because you got to be very careful about what you let get down into your shando. I said, you can't let everything soak down into your soul, because sometimes it's filled with foolishness.
A lot of it filled with foolishness. Yeah.
No, it be filled with a whole bunch of, people be on some bullshit sometimes. And they will trick the youth into believing that self-destruction is the only way. and that's not true. That's
So
not true at all.
how long have you been doing your box truck business?
I actually just started. I just got the box truck in May, May of on the 25th or something like that. So I actually just started that.
Okay. So in a few more months, we'll have you back on the show talking box truck.
Nah, for sure. In a few more months, I'm gonna have some more trucks. I'm just trying to put it together right now. But once I figure out how to put it together, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap.
Let me ask you a question about the box truck industry, right? Because me and my brother that's above you, that's something that we're endeavoring in ourselves right now. How long did it take for the DMV to get back and give you your DMV number?
See, that's the process that I'm in right now. Is getting my DOT, getting my MC, getting my commercial insurance. So I haven't got to that point yet. Like I said, I just got it in May. So right now I'm trying to fix like the lift gate. I bought the box truck for it was a 16-foot box truck. So I bought it for like $5,000. So
yeah,
it had
I have a box truck already. Also, it's the process of waiting and dealing with the DOT. My brother up above you can tell you that they're constantly saying they're backed up with producing or getting people their DOT numbers, but yet and still they've already received your money.
See, that's something I didn't know.
So
I didn't know.
With me, right? I was telling.
Can't hear you, Ezra.
Yeah, my bad. So I've been calling the people FDOT about getting my authority. I already did my paperwork and all that. That the authority is your MC number and your DOT number. I've already submitted them. And they've been hey man, blah blah blah, COVID, whatever. And he just trying to say that so he can be like, hey Ezra, man, it shouldn't have took you that long. But he don't know.
I was not saying that. That's not why I was saying that. I was hoping that maybe the gentleman right here had an insider view that could get us to the next step.
No, I wish I could help you. I'm just trying to figure it out myself.
Yeah, there's people who will do it like fast, but you gonna pay a lot more, and two, depending on what you want to do, like they'll be like, all right, I'm trying to do it all, right? I'm gonna be a broker, carrier, dispatcher, freight forwarder, all that, right? But the people who do that do it real fast, they fill out, they be like, what do you want to do? And if you punch in all that, it's looked down upon, like in the in logistics or whatever, to be considered all that. Like FedEx does all that. They're a freight forwarder, a carrier, dispatcher, broker, right? However, what people don't know is there'll be different companies. Like you'll have FedEx carriers, FedEx freight forwarders, FedEx blah blah blah, and then those will all be subsidiaries up under a parent company. Like there's a lot of ins and outs like that companies will charge you for. They say, oh yeah, we'll get it done in X amount of time, blah blah blah, that they're not considering, and you'll get screwed on the back end if you don't know this kind of stuff. You feel me?
No. Right. No, that's good information, bro.
That's
great information.
Like from what I understand, you're trying to be a carrier. So when you go to get your authority, just apply only as a carrier. I didn't know that till my mentor told me. She was like, hey, yo, just be sign up as a carrier, sign up as one thing. You know what I mean? If you want to be a freight forwarder, two, get another LLC, a new EIN, a new bank account, a new this, new all of that. And then get your authority and sign up as a freight forwarder up under a new LLC. But when I was originally signing up for my authority, I was checking all them boxes. Until I made the call to my dog. I was like, hey man, so can you help me out with this? And then I went to him and he's like, no, don't do all that. And so I thing.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying. You're gonna pay for a mentor one way or the other. You're gonna pay by mistakes, or you're gonna pay, for somebody to help you out that could have helped you get that understanding the first time, or even just a friend that's in that business.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
To the government contracting space. So there's certain checks I gotta go through and be approved for. So once you get one of them government contracts, you
up there. So may I ask you what size box truck do you have?
I don't have a box truck currently. What I was told, you don't want to. What I was told, don't buy a box truck until you got your authority. That's what I was told. So, and I'm just setting up my bank account, getting my business address, business phone number, all that kind of stuff, website, whatever. There's a whole list. She got things for me to do before I get my authority, and there's a certification I got to get, and all that kind of jazz before I get my authority. So, so once I do all that, I mean, we are.
You up and running?
Yeah, I'm be up and running. I'm be gone.
Say, check this out. I went to school with a guy. His father owned trucks, right? Well, he started driving trucks, and he ended up owning his own 18-wheelers, right? So, the cat that I went to school with, me and his brother was the same age, but he was like a grade underneath us. But anyway, he got box trucks and he got deals with like Home Depot or whatever. And he a young cat, bro, making he said he was making close to $1 million within a year. And I believe him because I done seen his trucks. He got like 6-8 trucks or something like that.
You definitely can make that type of money. Tony just showed me the other day. It's a dude in his first week of first week of work. He made over $5,000 in that business. And I was watching the
Dominican talent.
You know the gentleman Ezra that be talking to the women all the time.
Kevin Samuels.
Kevin Samuels, yeah.
That's who? Excuse me, Saint Kevin Samuels. He's a saint.
Yeah. Kevin Samuels. Well, I was listening to him, and he was basically stating how society rates businessmen and men of value. And he was saying that if an individual is making anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 a week, that carries him over. It should be in 2 years if you're making at least $10,000 a week. That in 2 years you should be a millionaire. And it was just interesting to hear him say, you know, that's right, ain't it?
Yeah. If you don't spend money.
Right. If you don't considering if you just don't if you do what the gentleman just said earlier, if you lower your means and the income that you draw in is greater and you live a little less frugal until you get where you want to be, then you can actually make that happen.
Yeah, $1 million your hands, $1,040,000.
Right. So, basically you have to have, that means that, unless you're working for a Fortune 500 company, you're a lawyer, doctor making, and you have to be at the top end of that also, to be able to draw in that type of income. So that means that you have to be able to go out.
That's not true though, because it's YouTubers that make $20,000 every week. It's people who sell ebooks and courses that make that type of money real quick, real fast. That's what I'm saying.
And I agree with that. But the average person does not make that.
No, that's true. But the average person also doesn't think on how to make that type of money. But you can definitely make that type of money with, I wouldn't say with ease, Because first of all, in order for you to get course sales and ebooks sales, you got to get your cloud up. So by getting your cloud up, you gotta, go to these shows like I'm doing now, do different events, actually record yourself, start a YouTube channel. Now it may be a slow grind, but I guarantee you this: I bet that a YouTuber who's consistent can make more money than a truck driver in 1 year.
It just depends on if you are marketable, because there's millions of YouTubers that don't make that type of money and they're doing it every day.
Yeah, then they're doing something wrong.
That's like me and Tony talk about this gentleman all the time. That's a YouTuber, CJ.
You're breaking up, CJ. So cool.
And my daughter is in love with CJ So Cool and how he does his thing. But he found a niche in order to make himself marketable, because he used his wife's children to gravitate to other kids. Every YouTuber or sensation is still, we're still dealing with fractions on fractions of how many individuals can become a millionaire being a YouTuber compared to those that don't. And I'm gonna tell you, to be honest, I believe that this show right here is one of the hottest talk shows that are out here for podcasting. But yet and still, we've been going at it for a year, and we put out, we go at it every Tuesday and Friday from 9 till sometime. When we first started out, we could have a show for 3 hours and 20 minutes easy. But we broke it down to where we can make it more marketable and things of that nature, as far as the time limit. But it's all still based on the right timing. It's still all based on who sees it, who thinks it can be something before it can basically take off and become what we know it can be. You can, when it comes with business, you can have the best idea in the world. If you don't have the financial backing to get what you need out there, just like even with your business, you had to go into a grind, and for you first, because you did not have the financial backing to go grab $50,000 and say, I want to invest into myself.
No,
so a lot of times dreams are deferred due to the fact that we don't have the financial standing to do the things that most people want to do. And I've come to understand by reading a lot of literature and things of that nature that vast majority of people who you do see are out here making this money that you're talking about. They also have what we call in the street plugs. And you know what a plug is. They got somebody that they can go and snatch, and get somebody to believe in their dreams to go and grab that money that you need to do what it is you need to do. And I've also learned that most people that are millionaires, even though they may have the capital to buy and do the things that they want to do, but people with money never invest their own money pretty much in anything that they want to use to become or get a business. Like if Donald Trump wanted to get a building and make another hotel, he's not going to put his money into it. He's going to get people to invest with him in this project.
Yep. That's true.
So we have to, and I know a lot of people say, that we are in a new era, but we're still up under the same red lines and tapes that we've always been up under.
I don't believe that because the reason why I'm on this show is because a YouTuber, I'm not gonna say the YouTuber's name due to the respect of the show, but a YouTuber reached out to me. No, I reached out to a YouTuber, and and I asked him, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to come, shoot a video with me? He didn't charge me anything, and he got views off of me, and I also got clout off of him. So it's not so much of red tape; it's really about who you know. Who do you know?
So basically it was a collaboration.
Yeah. Okay. It's about who you know. And I truly agree with you about who you know. But if you don't know them, if you don't know somebody, are you still behind that red line?
How would you not know someone? So that's you not trying at the end of the day. Because how I got to know that person is by simply inboxing that person and inboxing other people. And then hopefully one day that they respond. Or I'll say, you heard of trolling before, right?
Of what?
Of trolling.
Trolling.
People
trolling. Yes.
Okay. That is a form of attention, correct?
Correct.
Whether positive or negative, it's a form of attention. So as long as I get your attention, I have achieved my goal. So if I say, oh, you ain't shit, you a bitch ass nigga, while everybody else saying you so great, you so wonderful, you're gonna pay attention to what I'm saying because it's negative, because you want to hear something positive. So the reason why I'm saying this, I said all that to say, you can get somebody's attention, whether positive or negative, and use that to your advantage. That's why I said the internet is our equivalent of the gold rush. You can become cloutful. All it takes is for this show to do one good or awesome show, just one time that everybody pays attention to. It can be positive or negative. Positive or negative. Negative usually blows you up quicker. But it takes one show, and it'll change your whole life. Forever.
Yeah.
And give you major clout. So that red tape that you're speaking on, I mean, I can see that in corporate, but we're talking about that's what
I was talking about when we first in corporate, far as when people are going, let's say we found out that it only takes $100,000 to basically get us into a studio and get it going, get television syndicated and things of that nature, to actually buy into a major television station and get going. If we do not have the right backing and we go into a bank and say, hey, we need this right here, we got this right here going on, the red line about getting that type of money to start a business, especially, is a lot harder than if I was white.
Right. No, and that's true. But I knew that from already knowing what the history of this country is. So when I started my business, I didn't go in with no loan. I didn't go in the bank looking for a loan. And honestly, I wouldn't even think that they would approve me. That's why I didn't ask. So, but you can also do this. You can crowdfund. You can do a crowdfunding. You can do a peer-to-peer funding. So if you got 10 friends, right, and all of y'all, including yourself, which will make 11, y'all got $10,000. How much is that? It's 11 of y'all. Y'all got $10,000. So that's well over 6 figures, right?
Yes. $10,000.
Right. So you can start a business that way. But the thing about us as a people as well, we don't like to be together. And when we are together, we want to be the leader. And the thing about it is, everybody can't be the leader. See, myself, I have played my position to get to this point right now. I wasn't always a boss. I wasn't always the face. I played the background. When I did the taxes with my cousin, I played the background. Whatever he needed me to do, I did that. Pass out flyers, I did that. Sign people up, I did that. Run across town to go get this, I did that. You feel me? So I played my role as a soldier. Now, a lot of people don't know how to play a role as a soldier because they want to be the leader off top. And that's what we come into an issue with. Everybody can't be the king.
You know what you're so right, because I was coaching Little League football, and growing up, watching kids, I did this for over 10 years, and it was funny how every child that came out to participate in these camps, I don't care if he was 90 pounds, I don't care if he was 270 pounds, his main attention was he wanted to be the quarterback. And I'm like, you know, little man, I'm gonna need you to block because you got the size. I need you to block. I need you to protect. But everybody, because of what you said, everybody do want to be the chief, and nobody wants to be the Indian in our community.
Right.
In our community, I'm not saying in all communities, but
no,
in
because in the Chinese community, I'm not sorry to cut you off, but I went to a mixed race school. I went to hood schools, but then my mom also, like I said, she worked at a bank, so she afforded us to stay in a nice lower class, middle class neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? So I went and I dealt with these different cultures. The Chinese, they have a anarchy, a hierarchy. You get what I'm saying? It's the father, then it's the wife, and then it's the kids. And then it goes by gender after that. You get what I'm saying? The Mexican household, they also go by that type of stature. See, we were so indoctrinated into this type of lifestyle that we live right now, as in, you know, single mothers, and I gotta be the head of the household, a young black boy at the early age. So I'm already having these complexes and these conflicting roles
of authority.
Yeah, roles of authority. Because when I'm at home, I'm the man. When I gotta go deal with these folks, they looking at me as a little boy, and I'm like, I don't understand how you doing that, because my conversation is well put together. So how you still looking at me like that? And I know when I'm going home, I'm this, but it's a whole psychological war that we have to face as black men on a day-to-day basis. And the way that the media glorifies, you ain't shit if you ain't top dog. But you can't forget about, you know, the people around the top dog. The people around the top dog makes the top dog who the top dog is.
Correct.
But people don't see that because they want to be top dog.
Let me ask you a question. You said a few minutes ago that you've been around mixed cultures, and you've seen. So that means you probably had a few Asian friends, and you said about the hierarchy of the man, father, children role inside of the house.
Let me correct you. I have no friends. No friends. I have my girlfriend, I have my child, and I have my family, which is my brothers and my sisters. But as friends, I don't have friends. And it's crazy to say, and it's sad to say, but it's like people like the stuff that I'm talking to y'all about right now, I can't talk to my peers about. Black kids my age, 26, they're not trying to hear shit I'm talking about. They look at me like I'm crazy. They can't understand what I see. I'm just one of the ones that recognize what I see. I see the Trojan horse.
Who this nigga think he is?
Yeah, and it comes with a lot of hatred and a lot of backhandedness. You get what I'm saying? Because in their mind, they think, oh, you think you better than me. But in my mind, what I'm trying to do is help you. But by me knowing and trying to help hinders me more than me just being quiet. So I work me just being quiet. I just be quiet.
What is your show?
Barrett Cash Point. That's the name of my business. Where it go?
I like that. I have my own business and I got shirts made also. Well, tonight we went on ATL too. Yeah, tonight
this is our business too, right here, my man.
Tonight A.T.L show. For sure. I've been promoting for a while.
But I have a business, and on my business I got polos made also, and you have to look the part. So when you walk up in front of their face, they say, "Oh, okay, you look official."
Yeah. Listen. I don't listen to a lot of rap music. I don't listen to a lot of rap music, but the music that I do listen to is powerful to me because it be having messages in it, right? So J. Cole said, "You play the game or watch the game play you." Or be that broke motherfucker talking about he stayed true. So how I interpret that is, well, let me go ahead and dress up. You dig what I'm saying? Put on a smile for these folks. Hello, how you doing? Yeah, my name is Michael Barrett, and I would love to help you help yourself make some money, free money. You know what I'm saying? It's about playing a role, because you're gonna play a role regardless. Whether you go to a 9 to 5 or you trying to get in bed with a business partner, not in a sexual way, but in a relationship and business way, in bed with them. So you gotta play a role. You gotta play your role. And if you
now let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Let's just be sincere, and let's be a little. Is the average black child can only see themselves making money in a few ways. We talk about money. That's sports, rapping, selling drugs.
That's it.
Those are what are taught. Of course, you get a little bit of. You can be a doctor, you can be a police officer, you can be a trash truck driver, you can be a teacher. But when black kids look at those careers, they look at those careers, and I'm not talking all, because I can't speak for all, but we're talking about luxury jobs. Most black kids don't see being a doctor as a luxury job, a luxurious job. They look at rapping because that's what we promote. That's what we promote 90% of the time, rap or basketball or football. So
I agree with you, Legacy.
So when we see those things, of course it's harder for them to understand.
I guess he froze. I guess I'm gonna jump in and talk, because I've been trying to talk with Legacy and right now.
Everybody good? They of course they look at you.
See what I mean?
You so far ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, like how I see that, because I was in that environment too. Like I went to hood schools, I went to the suburban schools, and I noticed the difference. It's the willingness to want to learn. See, most of our people block out things that they can't understand, and they don't want to understand it because it's too much work to get there. And when it's too much work, they bottle up inside. You dig what I'm saying? So it's not, we don't glorify doctors, we don't glorify lawyers, and I agree with that. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't watch no sports. I don't watch that shit. Them people got millions of dollars. What the hell I'm watching it for?
They ain't gonna pay their bill for you. I know that's
nothing.
right.
It ain't gonna do. It does nothing for me. That's why
I agree with you, Michael, because I'm a teacher in middle school.
It does do
I'm gonna talk because I've been letting you talk the whole time and I ain't said nothing.
My man,
go ahead. Y'all go ahead.
I agree with you, Michael. When the work becomes a challenge or something that's foreign to them, they don't want to do it. I'm a teacher, and they're so intimidated by things they can't understand or things they know nothing about. A lot of the kids, all they want to be is basketball stars and rappers. When we do what you gonna be when you grow up, that's all I get. And I have to make them go back. Hey, go revisit this profession. Go look at that profession, because basketball and rapping is not guaranteed. It's nothing. It's nothing.
No, it's fool's gold. It's right. An illusion that, because only way that you're gonna really make it as being a rapper, let's be honest, you gotta have good music. First off, you gotta have good music, or you gotta have a gimmick, or you gotta be
you gotta sell your soul.
You gotta sell your but this whole selling your soul, I believe you sell your soul going to a job that you hate. That's you selling your soul.
You do. I agree with that too, because I was raised, whenever you pick your career, make sure it's something that you want to get up and do every day, but make sure you also have a plan to incorporate your own in the midst of that. I feel like everybody should have two careers. You should have a profession and then your business. And once your business gets to where you want it to be in the profit range, then you leave your job. The job is just over broke. Even the career is just over broke.
No, that's a fact. But when you go and you go do things that you're not happy to do, like when I was doing security, I was selling my soul. It was for a cheap price too, at $12 an hour. I was selling my soul. Going to Amazon, going in that deep freezer, cleaning up ice and shit, and I'm freezing my ass off. I don't want to do this. I'm sleepy, I'm tired. But for that dollar sign, for that money, I was willing to do shit that I didn't like doing. So as far as the music industry and people selling their soul, I believe everybody every day sell their soul to do shit that they don't necessarily believe in at one, or agree with what because your boss could be a racist. What you gonna say? I don't want to go to job. I want to go to work today because my boss a racist.
Right.
Like, come on now. Like, we gotta be real.
Bills don't stop.
What?
I don't see you, Michael, as you. I don't see that as you selling your soul when you did those 2 jobs. I saw it as you having a goal in mind, and you did what you had to do to get to your goal.
You had a bigger vision.
That's a fact. Right. No, that's a fact. But that's because I had a goal. But it's a lot of people that just be working them jobs and have no goal. That's just their goal. It's to work.
They content. They be content. I'm gonna take my check. I'm gonna live paycheck to paycheck, and that's it.
Yeah, those people that
are. I don't think that the vast majority of people wake up and make a decision on, I'm just gonna go to work and I just want to pay bills. I'm pretty sure everybody wants to live nice and comfortable.
Yeah, but they don't be willing to do the work and make it.
But where I'm from, I know people who've been living in the projects for generations. I'm talking about generations.
But even with that being said, that right there came with a price too. That didn't just automatically start that people wanted to be in the projects. I just was telling them last week that housing situation was created by the government to take the fathers out of the homes who was already working, trying to be the best that they can be. But how many people? The difference between our housing situation and their housing situation is we're on the front street. There are white communities that have housing developments that you don't even get to see or know about them as housing development. Yeah, and they live generationally in those situations because they build those buildings differently to look like homes compared to projects. And how many women how many women that you know can that want to go from paying $1,175 a month to paying $1,200 a month? Of course, it's generational. They have already handicapped them mentally to where they can't see themselves doing anything else. If you go back to the early 50s and 60s and 70s, women were just coming out of the movement of getting their rights to vote and work how they wanted to. And they were doing it. And they were being productive citizens. And then, but it also handicapped. So I don't dump all the blame on those people who live in that situation, because it is a disease that has been brought upon them to handicap them. Everybody is not as mentally strong as you are, because it's people that you grew up with that's the same age as you that don't have that vision that you do, or may have had the vision but may have had it beat out of them throughout the years of life.
No, that's a fact. But I'm gonna tell you what I think it truly is, though. And this is me talking to the black men in my community. The generation before me, the men before me, my fathers. So all those 40, 50-year-old men that's out there right now in the black community, y'all have failed us. Y'all have failed us as fathers, because I say 95% of all my friends came from the same household as me. We had one mama in the household. We might have had a step pops that we didn't like on some shit, but he was over here taking care of kids that wasn't his and abandoning and neglecting his actual kids. So that's how the shit went in my neighborhood. Also, growing up, my generation, our fathers and mother were gang bangers, gang members. You get what I'm saying? Like, I come from Fort Worth, Texas, the South, Texas. So when California came down here and put that gang down on us with that blood and Crip stuff, it fucked up everything. And more importantly, it messed up the black men growing up without a black father. So we don't have anybody that teach us how to be men. Luckily and fortunately enough, I was able to listen to my mama, and then the shit that she couldn't tell me about, I had to go through the streets and learn it. You get what I'm saying? So, but by the grace of God, when she told me, hey, that stove hot, don't touch that stove, I listened. I didn't want to touch the stove because she told me it was hot, metaphorically speaking. But without having a father figure there to raise them and tell them, hey, that rapper you listening to, he lying. He don't really live like that. That's not who he really is. Hey, that basketball player, hey, if he break his knee right now, he blow his knee right now, his ass is done. Ain't no more money going. So we needed, yeah, but we needed black men in our households to tell us that. We needed black men in our households to show us love. And
big man, but I hear you.
Get no love.
I hear you, but hold on. I hear you, and you're right. There is a missing gap between me, my age, which is 44. You 6?
Yeah.
You see, there's that gap. I got my oldest son is 22, so you and him close, and so that would be the generation that you're talking about is me. Right. But I need you to understand what happened in this time frame. In this time frame and in this gap, there was this movement from vast majority of African American women that went into this thing called fuck a nigga and we don't need a man. And along with that era, along with the housing projects and Section 8 vouchers, those men was expedited from the home. So when the women were, when the men were trying, because all men are not bad men. So we're not gonna look at it like that, oh, they weren't no good niggas. No, we're gonna look at it as they were men. Most men
Hold on. Let me just say this. But the majority rules in any situation, right? The majority.
No, that can't be, because the majority of that's the case. That can't be, because if that's the case, we are the majority.
Let me explain it.
That can't be, because we are the majority.
Let me explain my point of view, right? The majority wins when we say all cops are bad because we see police killing black people. So we have to assume that inside this system, it's racism. Just like when they look at black people and they see us on TV with guns and that ghost shit. What's that show called? Power. That show, when they show and depict us, they show us as evil villains. What they used to call us super predators, right? So in their minds, this is who we are. So when black people go kill other black people, why would it be wrong for white people to look at us and say, well, damn, they evil? Just like the Indians would look at white people that came over here in America and mastered them and took their land. They would look at them as they're evil. So are they not justified as looking at us like that way because we're being portrayed that way? And we're also not teaching our youth. We're not teaching the young. Man, I would have loved if an OG cat like one of y'all came over to me. Hey, let me put you on some game. Let me put you on some money. Niggas wasn't showing a nigga nothing. You hear me? But how to gangbang. That's it. That's all.
Diva said men wasn't necessarily kicked out of the house. They just wasn't on paperwork on the house, so the mother could secure welfare benefits for the child or children.
But guess what? She's right. But guess what? They found the loophole in the system to say, look, we're not gonna put you on the lease as the dad because you would have to pay more income if the father was in the house. So the father's name would not necessarily be on the lease. So whenever things got wrong, the mother could say, get the hell on. And at that time, before certain laws came about, there was times where the police would come in and say, if your name is not on this lease, you had to remove yourself. Now,
listen,
go to you
as a man, you shouldn't be trying to live on welfare. You shouldn't want to put yourself in that position to where a woman can keep you, like this house right here that I'm in right now. My woman couldn't tell me to get out. I can leave if I wanted to, but I pay bills here. See, the difference is you can't be a man in a position to where a woman is controlling everything because she's
exactly
looking to as a man.
But when you are in a system where you can manipulate it to where you can, it seems like you can make more by doing it this way. And especially, you know, we got to also look at the situation of jobs and everything like that. But I want to go answer this by what you were saying about the OGs coming and stepping to you and screaming at you. See, OGs do want to do it. I live in Rivera. I live in the heart of the hood where they go down every day. And a lot of OGs do want to step to young guys and say, hey, blase, blase this, blase, blase that. But they're so scared now because where we live in, young, they walk around with pistols and they don't mind pulling them out and giving it to you. So a lot of OGs who have stepped to people your age and a little younger trying to give them some words of wisdom feel like, you know what, it's just not worth me putting my life on the line trying to give you a word of advice. You can tell a jit, hey, pull up your clothes, my man. That don't look, you know what I'm saying? Women walking around here, little girls walking in the store behind you, this and that. Pull up your clothes, it looks more presentable.
Fuck you, you ain't my daddy, bitch. Fuck you.
That's what they gonna say.
You out. Yes.
And if you get wrong with them, get what they finna do.
They about to pull out.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So this is why I say it's people like you that wants it, and it's there for you, but you have to find the OGs to get it, because a lot of them ain't like me, because I live in it. I don't have a problem telling nobody because they know what I'm gonna do. But you'll have to go out and find somebody in order to get that information. And then once they see you're seeking it out, they'll pour it all on you. That's why you 5 steps ahead of a lot of people your age, because they live a total different lifestyle than you do. Not saying you won't get out if you have to, but you're definitely trying to avoid the situation because you see the bigger picture. Some people can't see past. Some people can't see past tonight. Some people knowing that they may not live through the night.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. But it's like you gotta do something better with your time, man. You can't be bullshit. And as far as like that would have helped me coming up easier, but at this point, I feel like I still can take advice if it's, you know, presented to me in a reasonable way, if you understand what I'm saying. So you can't disrespect me and then try to give me the advice. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna go off on you. Like you said, like, nigga, like, who the fuck you think you is? Like, trying to, you feel what I'm saying? But it's certain older men that don't know how to talk, like, and don't have no game to give. You get what I'm saying? Like, they ain't got no game. Like, period. They don't know how to tell you how to get no money. They don't know how to tell you how to keep a woman. And none of them ever been married. And none, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, so what game do they have to give me other than how to twist my fingers? That's all.
You can't get what you ain't got.
That's what I'm saying. And then that's what I had to realize growing up. Like, I can't be searching inside of people to give me something that they don't have inside of them. Like,
they're not an example.
Yeah, it's like you running in a circle, you chasing your tail, because you're looking for something inside of somebody that they can't give you. So you gotta find these things within yourself, and that's the journey that I'm on right now. I'm still finding myself. It may look like I got it all figured out.
It looks like you got it together, like you got it going on.
You well on your way, young man. You are well on your way, sir.
Thank you. I ain't got all the answers to this shit. Like, for real, I don't.
Nobody got all the answers. So you doing pretty good to be 26.
Man,
damn good.
Well,
they don't. Most 26-year-olds, they got a pot to piss in.
All wanted to throw it out.
Hey,
right.
look,
You had a couple of pots.
said,
Probably
not
two
even
windows.
got a pot. Hey, hold on. What you just said, that pot to piss in and stuff, my mom used to say that shit to me all the time, right? And I couldn't wait when I got my house. I said, Mama, not only I got one pot to piss in, I got two pots to piss in.
And that felt good, did it?
And I got 6 and 7 windows to throw it out of.
Okay.
I know that's right. Shout out to your mama, though, because she did a good job. Shout out to mama.
No, shout out to my mama. She installed this into me from a young age, and she never talked to me as a quote unquote child, like even about sex, about friends, about hustling, about anything. She came to me.
She kept it G. She kept it 100.
All the way 100.
Yeah, you have to with your kids, man.
Facts. She said, look, she told me about white people. She told me about my friends. She said, look, half of your friends gonna be dead or in jail, and the other half are gonna be stuck in a situation, and they're gonna be miserable. And sure enough, that's what happened. And then she said, some of your friends gonna be okay. They're gonna work 9 to 5, but it's gonna be a small percentage of them that think like you on an entrepreneur tip. So you just gotta understand that everybody don't think like you. And I had to take that and internalize that. Like, damn, you're right. Everybody don't think like you.
Well, you did that, sir. You did that.
Thank you.
Well, listen, we're reaching out. The end of our show, we only have like 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left. So I was trying to stop earlier, but the conversation was getting so good. But
we had a good conversation.
This segment here before we end, since it's Father's Day month, the month of Father's Day, and tomorrow is Juneteenth, I wanted to say Happy Juneteenth to everybody out there. Happy Father's Day to the fathers. Happy Pride Month for all the people in the LGBT community. I just want to say hello, everybody out there. But this segment of the show, what we want to do for the show definitely is we want everybody to go around in a circle and just tell a story about a father. And I'll start off. Since I didn't have a father in my life, I didn't have a father, but I had father figures. I had strong, dominant men in my life that was very prominent in my life. And I told 2 stories about my Uncle Robert. I told another story about another friend of mine. But this story I want to tell about another dear friend of mine that I look up at like a brother. His name is Gus Jones. Gus came on our show one time about maybe 8-9 months ago. I think it was the child support. No, he came on the show that we did about should a woman be prison of falsely accusing a man of rape or of a crime. He was on that show. But anyway, Gus Jones is a guy. He's a male friend of mine. He's like a brother. He's a dear friend. He's always been very close to me for many, many years. I met Gus probably when I was a junior or sophomore in high school. And the thing I like about Gus is I remember one time as I got older, I had legal custody of my nieces and nephews. So I was raising 4 kids. One child that was in a wheelchair, one child that had a tracheostomy, and then 2 other children. So I had 4 children in the house, 2 of which had health issues, and being a single man by myself. But there was this one bully in the neighborhood that had it out that wanted to fight me for whatever reason. And mind you, I've never done nothing to this person. Me and this person never had an argument, never had any issues or whatever. But there was this bully in the neighborhood, and the word was out that this bully wanted to fight me for whatever reason. And just in conversation, I had mentioned it to my brother, my best friend, Gus. Gus was over the house one night visiting. And Gus like, what? Tito, what? That was the bully's name, Tito. He said, Tito, what? He said, okay. So somebody said, well, Tito's outside in the front of the house right now, standing with his homies next door at Marissa's house. So Gus said, hold on, I'll be right back. So Gus went outside into the little circle where the little homies were standing, which Tito was one of the homies. Gus don't know who Tito is. So Gus said to the crowd, hey, do y'all know Tito? And they're like, yeah. Listen, I got a message I want y'all to give to Tito. So it's like, yeah. Now, mind you, Tito's standing in the crowd. He said, listen, I just let Tito know that this dude that owns this house right here, that's my brother. He said, rumor is it, and the word on the street is that he's supposed to want to fight my brother. He said, well, let Tito know if he with my brother, he got to deal with me, and it ain't gonna be nothing nice. Can y'all give him that message? Because if my brother come back and tell me that he had any problem, any issue with Tito, if Tito even looked at him wrong, I'm coming to find Tito, and that's the last time y'all gonna see Tito. Do y'all understand? Let Tito know that. Now, mind you, again, Tito was in the crowd. They didn't point him out, but Gus knew he was in the crowd, and Gus came back in the house. And I tell you, about a week, Tito had to move out the whole state. He didn't move out the neighborhood; he moved out the state. So, of course,
he was scared.
Yeah, real scared. So, of course, I had no issues with Tito no more. But and Gus has always been like a brother to me ever since then. You know, I love him dearly. You know, he's special to me. He can get my last, and I can get his last. But Gus is like an older man, a big brother, and I love him dearly. So that's my father's story for Father's Day.
Well, I guess it's my turn. I always go second normally. My dad was Reverend Dr. Tony Drayton that was on the show earlier. He is a pastor, and I just have to thank him for his pastoralship and the members that you know, continue to move and transition with him in the ministry. I got arrested and I went to jail, and I went to my first court appearance for bond. They denied my bond, so I went back in jail for 4 more days. And when I went back up to the judge 4 days later, I look out into the audience or whatever, and it's full of church members. It was full of church members, and the judge was like, "Who's here for all your birds? Please stand up." And everybody was there, and the judge, like, I've never seen anybody had this much support with them. And even though this is about fathers, and I'm talking about the people of the church, you know, he's the reason that they were there to support me.
Right.
In the midst of me being rebellious and going through that stage. So I thank God for the church folks and for my dad and for my career. Because if it wasn't for them coming and standing up for me, I would not be in the classroom teaching right now. Shout out to the pastor. Let me hold something real.
That Tyler Perry movie where it was like, who's here for the defendant? And you know, all people stood up.
Listen, all the seats was filled and everybody was there for me. And I ain't stopped, but I was ready to cry. I was like, dang. But it was all because of my daddy and me. They came to support him. Because of how he does them. You know, he done buried their mamas and christened their children and married their family members. So, you know, they came to support him and in a sense supported me. So I thank him for that.
All right. Michael, you got a daddy story? Or
father figure story? Talk about one of them OGs you was talking about.
No, my mom was actually married. So she was married for 12 years to a man, and he just passed away like last year.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, I actually went to the gravesite today. So they just my grandfather and him passed like months apart. So my grandfather passed in October and he passed in May. But I can tell you a little story. Like, you know, in high school one time, you know, my mom, she worked and he did his, you know, his thing, you know, and so he'll be up all night. So me and one of my friends, we went, you know, to go mess with some chicks, you know, whatever, you know, doing what we doing. So at this time, I had a 1996 Pontiac Grand Prix, a 2-door, forest green. I love that car. But I didn't know shit about cars. Like, ain't nobody tell me it needed an oil change, and didn't tell me that it needed fucking coolant, none of that. So I'm just thinking, at this point, I'm a teenager, just getting my first car. Only thing a car needs is gas. But anyway, we kicking it with these females, we chilling. and we like kind of in this duck off spot. Mind you, I said I went to a suburban school in high school, so I'm kind of in a rich neighborhood. So we ducked off. These 2 black kids. I got a Mexican female in the car with me. And I got this black girl in the car with me. So my car shut off. It just shut off on me. It was on. I had the AC on. It's in the summertime. We chilling. We smoking. Doing what teenagers do. And my car shut off on me. So I'm like, damn, who I'm going to call? I can't call my mama because she going to cuss me out. So let me go on and call him because I know he up. So anyway, I ended up calling him and shit. He was like, oh, all right, cuz, I'm on my way. Woo, woo, woo. Where you at? Boo, woo, woo. Send me the address. So I sent him the address or whatever. He pulled up on me and he popped my hood and he seen it was a hose disconnected. Mind you, I didn't even think to pop the hood. So when he popped the hood, when he popped
you were young.
I was young. Look, like I said, only thing I thought that a car needed was gas. That's it. So
look, gas and some condoms in the glove compartment.
Yeah.
Okay. And the blunt. Don't forget the blunt.
Boy, you gotta have multiple blunts. So anyway, I'm super high at this point. And I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with my car. He like popped the hood and he put the hose back on there. I was like, shit, don't tell my mama, because at this point it's like fucking 2:00 in the morning. And she think I'm at one of my friends, the friend that I'm with. She think we at his house. So I'm like, just don't tell him. Like, oh, cuz, don't worry about it, cuz. That's how he talk. Cuz, don't worry about it, cuz. Don't worry about it. I'm like, yeah, appreciate it. So, me and him, we were tight. We were definitely tight. But yeah, that's my dad's story.
And I don't even have to ask. I know he ain't snitch. Because he ain't no snitching person. I can tell. He ain't snitch. He tell nothing. He took that to the grave for him. God rest his soul.
Man, listen.
I know that's right.
Used to do a lot of, like, I used to get away with clear murder. Like, when my mama go to sleep, he'll take my mama keys out and put them in the kitchen in the cookie jar for me, so I can dip off in the car. And he was, he from the hood. He already know what a young nigga trying to do. So he like, yeah, I got you, woo, and he'll fuck with me. I miss him. R.I.P. Ray Hudson.
Okay, I'm gonna send a link to this video to your mom. Okay, Legacy, what's your story?
No, don't do that.
Tony, you can't be dry snitching. That ain't even dry snitching. That ain't even dry snitching. That's wet snitching. Like you straight up snitching. They ain't even dry snitching.
Mama, don't do that. She's like, you was taking my car? But look, I'm a smart one. I always put gas back in it. I always had a full tank back.
I know that's right. Put it right where it was at, where the line was at.
No, I fill a tank up. I always fill it up. I fill it up. Make sure she good. She'll let me drive a car now.
You ain't get no good ass whipping.
Yeah.
That's what that was about.
Serious. Yeah, them ass whoopings was serious. My mama was serious with giving out them ass whoopings. She had 4 kids. 4 kids. I'm the oldest. So I had to take my licks first. And she was serious about them ass whooping. Yeah.
4 kids, she's special.
You gotta take your licks first.
What? My mama.
By the time she got to the youngest one, it was easy.
Yeah, she was out of breath. She done broke her nail on me. She always broke her nail on me.
That's crazy. Because I thought that was crazy because it was 3 of me and my brothers, and I used to be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna get my whooping last. But my mama was different. She was like, by the time she got to me, her arms was loosened up, and she was more.
She was ready. She had to do that pre-workout stretch. I'm ready for that ass.
So I started getting my whoopings. I started getting my whoopings first because the ass whoopings at the end, she got more strength.
Yeah,
she had to stretch her muscles out.
Hey, once I learned how to play mental gymnastics, I stopped. I got myself out a couple whoopings. I done told her, I done called on Jesus Christ a couple of times. Oh, Jesus, Lord, please, Jesus, please don't let her whoop me, please. That worked probably like once or twice. you know, put on the extra
You call
pants.
that on Jesus during the whooping or before the whooping?
Both.
Listen, my daughter was calling on Jesus one time. I was like, Jesus can't save you right now. That ass is mine. That ass is mine, baby.
I tried that one time too. My mama told me Jesus got lashings too.
Yeah, you gonna crucify me.
Oh, that's terrible. That's so true.
Yeah. But I'm from the South.
That lady
so
told me Jesus got lashings too.
Yeah, that Christianity, I was brought up honestly in the church. My great grandmother, she is a staple in our church out here where I'm from. So it's like, you know, she used to tell me, if you ever get in trouble, you get in trouble, just call on Jesus. So hey, I called on Jesus.
I know that's right.
Yeah, but I gotta get in here and teach my daughter. She just got back, and I ain't seen her all day. I appreciate you for having me on your show.
Thank you for
coming, Michael.
Yeah, we
Mike, before you leave, Mike, before we leave, right? Go to him, Tony. Go to him. All right, check this out. Before you leave, I need this thing from you. And most people, when they get ready to leave our show, because we got this little monologue that we say, when you get ready to leave the show, especially this show, because we are the blueprint, the world needs to know who we are and who you are. So give them your name, and then before you finish, when you finish, you say A.T.L, ho.
All right, bet. All right, my name is Michael Barrett with Barrett Cash Point, and I'm on A.T.L, ho.
You know what I'm
saying?
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thank you, Michael, for coming on, and we appreciate you. And like I said,
thank you.
Guys, we have his information on the screen, so make sure you follow his information, check him out. That's his Instagram. That's the name of his course, his e-course, his ebook.
That's the ebook. That's the ebook.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check you out, Mr. Barrett. Savage, remember this. Savage coming.
I'm gonna be watching y'all show from now on.
Thank y'all. Show appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, y'all be blessed.
Good night.
Good night.
A.T.L, ho.
A.T.L, ho.
Listen, that was very enlightening. I think
it was.
I want to do more shows that are teaching us, our black men and women, how to make money, how to fix your credit, how to make money, how to start a business, how to be independent, how to be entrepreneurs, how to be a go-getter. You know, not how to go find a job, not how to fill out a resume, but how to get it yourself. How to look within yourself to find that special something, that gift, because God gave us all something. You know, we just got to tap in and find out what it is. So I want to do.
We got some work to do.
Exactly. So I want to do more shows, at least 2 or 3 shows a month, that people could come on and share what they're doing and inspire my viewers that, hey, you can do this too.
Absolutely. Like a plan.
That sounds beautiful.
I like that. You know, and Michael was definitely an inspiration. I really enjoyed him being on the show tonight. You know, I really enjoyed him. And it was a last minute thing. I found him on YouTube probably a month ago and followed him for about a month. I've been watching a couple of videos every day, trying to catch up, because he's very enlightening. And because of him, I found 2 other guys that does the same thing. But him being a black man, I wanted to show black excellence. So that's why I invited him.
He remind me, Tony, he remind me so much of Ezra. You know, him and Ezra were like about 2 years apart. And to have those 2 gentlemen right there on this podcast today, it was like, we really not that far behind. We just
Kamal says it seems like every time someone who has figured it out, they have lost the understanding of the norm versus the exception. Exceptional people have to see themselves as that way instead of degrading others. Good night, D. Hey, D. Meadows.
That's William that was on the show the other night. So y'all make sure y'all go back and watch his show.
Yes, good night, Mr. Meadows.
Oh, wait, come on.
What's up, Jennifer?
Come on, let me tell you something. The next time I come in that store, bro, and you can't come from behind that wall, bro, I'm gonna come behind. I'm gonna find out what you can do, bro.
Don't listen to him, Kamal. He can barely see over the counter, baby. Don't worry about that. He can't barely see over the counter. I got your back, Kamal. Okay. Always.
So yeah. So, them your home, them two right there. You probably can sway Savage and TeAma to jump on me. Tony, I believe, gonna help me.
I might not need that much sway.
I don't think I'll be back too. I don't need that much sway to jump on you.
Kamal is my dude. I've been knowing Kamal too long, so Kamal got my back, and I got his back.
Well, then I know what to do. I get all four of y'all together, and I know how to handle that from there.
Oh, we bought that life. Come on with it. Kamal said, I will stand down, my brother. I will stand down. Kamal, don't fold. Kamal, do not fold. You got a whole army behind you.
That's it.
I love you, Kamal, baby. I love you.
Listen.
Kamal, we love you.
Before we go, I just want to remind everybody, definitely remember Juneteenth is now a national holiday. So definitely, and we now have Juneteenth shirts available for sale. So the link is in the description below where it says get your merchandise. So get your merchandise. We have the A.T.L show shirts. We have the Anthony Brown show shirts. We have Juneteenth show, shirts. We also have a shirt that says I am hood and holy. Which one do you want? So
I got a question. Does that mean we're gonna be out of school that day if it come on a weekday?
Yes.
You know they be picking and choosing when they want us out.
You know.
Come on to ATL.
So definitely go down and click that merchandise link and get your shirts. It supports the channel because it costs to do what we do here. And like I said, we come to you twice a week. And just again to remind you that the month of July we're going to be out for vacations. So we're going to take time off from the ATL show, but the Anthony Brown show and the midday tea will still be here. So you'll still see us, but not on the ATL show on the evenings. So, but then also to remind you that come back next Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday we're having Pastor Will Horn here. Will Horn is going to be here, and he also wrote a book called The Handbook. So Will Horn is going to be here, and his topic on Tuesday is everything that the Bible tells you that does and does not say about homosexuality. So that's going to be on Tuesday. And then definitely come back on Friday. And we have Sheena Divine Hawkins, a former female impersonator, a former transgender that's no longer doing dressing up as a female, but now living his life as a man under Eugene Hayes. So Eugene Hayes will be here to tell his story why he's transitioning back to Eugene as opposed to Sheena. So those are the two shows we have on next week. And then the last show of the month is the 29th. So that's just chatting with friends where we have just random conversation, random topics, and we're inviting William and Jennifer to come back on our show. That was
Yay! Can't wait to see them again.
Come on, too. Come on, we want you
here too. On the 29th. I mean, the reason why we want y'all on because this is our last show for the season. So we're going out with a bang. So the 29th is our last show. Then we're going to be gone for the month of July. So that's about it. That's all I had to say. So remember, Juneteenth is what it's all about. We're happy that Juneteenth is now here. Read that for me, Savage.
Juneteenth. Dream like Martin. Lead like Barrett. Fight like Malcolm. Write like Maya. Speak like Frederick. Dare like Shirley. Think like Garvey. Reclaim like Maxine. Educate like, I don't know what that is.
W.E. Du Bois, 13.
Oh, W.E. Du Bois. Okay. Challenge like Rosa. Inspire like Obama. And win like Kamala. Period, Pooh. Period.
Get them last two off of them. Get them last two off of them.
Well, I didn't know that's what that stood for. I was like, W what?
W.E. Du Bois.
I know who that is, but I didn't know what that was saying on that picture. Okay. Wait, was that a shirt or just a picture? Can you go back to it? I forgot.
That's on the back.
No, that was a poster I found.
Oh, that was
you
beautiful.
Need to put it on a T-shirt.
Yeah, they really do.
I'm already working on it.
Legadum.
Definitely want to leg of them. I like the Black Queen right there. They got with all that.
Well, they got them on a lot of women clothing now. Those faces right there with the afro and things are, have a lot of becoming more of on a lot of women clothing.
Yeah, a lot of people going to that. I've been wearing them type of clothes for a long time. I think people just started to pick up on it.
Yeah.
Like, where y'all been? We been out here.
And still, I want to still send your letters in. Send your letters in to TheAnthonyBrownShow@gmail.com. We will read your letters and answer your letters live here on the show. If you want to remain anonymous, you don't have to place your name, but we will read the letters. So that's Dear A.T.L. show. Anything else y'all want to say before closing out?
Oh yeah, I didn't get the address, so I'm gonna make this short and quick. The dude who woman taking all his money. I'm not even mad at the woman. I'm not mad at the woman. That's not that woman's fault that you're puss hole whip. You're puss hole whip. You need to isolate yourself for a while and get your mental together. Because if vagina hole means that much more to you, and you really working on a slave farm for free. As long as you get that pink nugget in the inside, you willing to give away your whole checks. So it's not the lady's fault that he enjoyed working to give her his money. He just ain't never had no vagina that was that good. She's whipping him and he don't know no better. So get your mind right, get rid of that stinking skag and start over.
Karma says she want him because she ain't gonna take both checks.
Okay.
Yeah, she gonna help.
She said she was gonna take one.
She gonna take one to help build him up.
You by taking one from him ain't building him up. Give him yours.
It depends on what she's doing with the money.
No. She don't have to take it to do anything. She can show him how to invest it, and he can do it himself. She don't have to do that.
Well, that's what he gonna do out of the whole check.
That's opinion.
But that's your opinion that you said that. What else she gonna do with it?
You're right. It is.
And on that note,
you want to argue?
Y'all want to argue?
All day.
I ain't arguing with this fool.
We out of hold on. Savage.
Oh, I'm trying to look up the thing on Instagram. Kamal said he may not be whipped. He may be habitually messing up that money and he shouldn't have that money. I know dudes like that.
He worked for it. That's his money, Kamal.
He can't smoke weed. He can't buy cigarettes. He nothing.
He can't do nothing. He can't buy no deodorant. The letter said that the man ain't bought an outfit or a pair of shoes in 2 decades. So obviously she been getting the money since the very beginning.
He had to find a way to work, catch buses, catch rides, Uber, whatever, however he could get to work.
There are some very persuasive women in the world. You see, how do you ask for an allowance out of your check?
No, he should give her an allowance.
Yes.
I'm retarded. I can't find Michael Barrett on here.
On Instagram?
Yeah.
But if the man had a drug habit, or he was an alcoholic, then I can see, you saying I need to govern and watch over the money. But
I mean, right, but it's saying no results for cash point 223.
So type in Michael Barrett, because I found him under Michael Barrett.
Okay.
So Kamal, are you telling me you walk in your house and hand your wife your check every week?
His name is Barrett Cash Point 223, not Cash Point 223. It's Barrett Cash Point 223. That's why I couldn't find him. For anybody who might be looking for him.
Hold on. Let me ask my.
Kamal said every week.
I need to come over there and give you some sessions, Kamal, cause bro. Let me ask my podcast members. Tony, are you walking in and getting your dude your check every week?
Hell no.
Kamal said, but I do get a nice little allowance.
Okay, Savage, you coming in and giving that check up?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
We gonna talk about it together. We're gonna do the finances together, and we're gonna dish out what bill go well and who get what, and we're gonna work out the remainder, and that's it. Ain't no you get everything. But it could be an instance where he messed up on money before, or lied about money before, and in order for her to decide to continue to be with him, they came to the agreement that he would give her the whole check because
that could be. But
that's what happened in my situation. He lied about money.
Savage, do you think it was to the point where the man couldn't have money to go buy cigarettes or no deodorant, no toothpaste or nothing? Never?
She was being extreme, but at the same time, if y'all doing the budget together, that should be in the budget with groceries. Like
exactly.
To me, cigarettes is like a pack of chicken. If you a smoker, you need it just like you need your food. That's necessity. Deodorant, mandatory. You ain't gonna be funky around me rubbing onions and potatoes under your armpits. No.
So hey, put her in the closet.
I like closets. Is it dark?
Yeah.
Okay, which way? Is it this way or that way? What way is the closet?
The cobwebs is in the top.
Listen.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, America. A.T.L.
A.T.L.
Put that thing away.